Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to all the elders and apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and shalom to my fellow Akim that taught me this truth, that are pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity, man. Shalom. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, who the word ignorantly calls Lord or God. Yahweh Shai being his only begotten Son, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, which is known as the Lashwan Kodash. All right, and hey, man, stumbled across this video from the Last American Vagabond. They did eventually end up terminating or freezing his old channel for a while, but I found his new channel, and he's back with Whitney Webb, who's she brings out some pretty good information, and they're just going into the whole storm the Capitol building, which everyone knows and it's starting to see is just smoke and mirrors, man. Just smoke and mirrors. And so we're just gonna get into some of their thoughts on what was going on and some scriptures, man. All right, because ultimately what this is going to lead to is the your rights being taken away, and probably the calling of the Insurrection Act, man. All right. If any of and Trump did come out and say that he's going to concede and there will be a peaceful transfer, but in the event that there is a peaceful transfer, man, the Biden regime is going to put holy hell on you niggas, man. They're already saying 100 Maxine Waters in 100 days, man. Okay, or a million. I'm sorry. Excuse me, 100 million. All right. So we see what's getting ready to roll down the pike. We've been through the elders and apostles on down. We've been telling you that the destruction and great riots and protests were coming to America, and it looks like this is the beginning of it, man. All right, you've had the guys that were all seen all on camera that have been seen to be black, have been seen at Black Lives Matter rallies and all this other shit, man. So, and Esau's sloppy with the covering up and the pushing of his agenda anyway, man. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into some of this that I thought was very interesting, and we're gonna get into an article because this is America, man. This is America.
The ties here. Our extraordinary slate of witnesses from the FBI and Department of Homeland Security for coming here today to testify on the federal government's response to the rise in anti-Semitic domestic terrorism. And I'm sure in the process we'll also be focusing on generally the issue of domestic terrorism. This is not a question of either or. We are not losing sight of jihadi terrorism and the threat that it continues to pose, but there is no doubt these statistics do not lie. The rise of domestic terrorism and the anti-Semitic threads running through it are an incredibly real problem. I've got people in my community, people in communities throughout this country that are afraid to go outside wearing their kippah, afraid to congregate, afraid to observe the high holy days, and people generally are now afraid to do things that they were not afraid to do just a few years ago. We have certain...
Well, the cities are on lockdown anyway, right? So how are they afraid to do any of this shit, man? Okay, but what this is doing, this is painting a narrative to get ready to come after the brothers on the highways and byways that are pushing the word, man, pushing the true name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So now they are saying that they have these anti-Semitic, which we all know that is not Semitic, it's Shemitic. These anti-Shemitic laws that are in place, but you have no laws for you Latinos, Native Americans, or Negroes, man. Okay, could you imagine what would happen if niggas was climbing the fence and storming the Capitol like that, man? All right, I remember, or I seen an article that was saying that this, and I didn't even know this, that this so-called black woman breached the Capitol and hit like one of the fences with her car, and they shot her dead. And you had niggas climbing in the building. All right, and you had the woman, apparently 4 people got dead. You had the woman that was shot in the neck. Well, who shot the woman? Is he in custody, or was there an investigation into that? Like, what's going on, man? All right, but at the end of the day, all this is in the working of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And we know that Esau uses his media to put witchcraft and plague the people on the mind. And we also know that he'll stage events, man. We know this already, okay? And this is just, the world's a big stage, man. This is just more smoke and mirrors, man. But be it as it may, this man is still the devil that the Bible speaks of, man, the deceiver, and deceiving yet the people again. All you so-called quote unquote Negroes, that's all you got to talk about now is the Capitol, them storming the Capitol and this and that. So you better believe that why this is the main focus, that some underhand shit is going on in the background, and it's going to be laid to see what it is. So this is the new distraction now. Now we're not talking about the Nashville bombing anymore. Okay, now we're not talking about the nurse that went missing. All right, we're not even talking about the side effects from dancing with Maxine Waters. It's this Capitol shit now.
Only seen the rise of a global neo-Nazi, white nationalist movement that is deserving of our attention. Many people, experts, have said that this looks like what Al-Qaeda looked like in the 80s and the 90s. Let's not find ourselves asleep at the wheel as we did in the run-up to 9/11. For so many people in my community, it feels like 9/11 was yesterday. These organizations, it is my opinion, and I'm not the only one, need to be identified as foreign terrorist organizations. And if they are not identified as foreign terrorist organizations, you need to tell us that we are still protected.
Well, the thing is that they haven't been labeled foreign terrorist organizations in all this time, so why would they be now? All right. Again, it's the agenda for them to put forth for to come after all groups. This is what this is all about, man. All right. And these this man is a bloody brute beast. Okay, along with you 2/3, man. This is 2 Peter 2:12. But these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. And that's what's going to happen to Esau Edom, man. And you 2/3, man, you're going to perish in your own corruption. You believe in this whole Biden regime and this Kamala Harris shit. And at the end of the day, you're trusting in the shadow of Egypt, man. And you're going to be, it's going to pierce your hand, man. Okay. Figuratively and metaphorically, man. All right. Literally and metaphorically. All right. Rather. All right. A lot of you people think that it's just these wild ass Trump protesters that are marching and fighting, which they are, but a lot of these Trump protesters see, and they really believe that Trump was for the people, but Trump is just a puppet. But they damn sure see what's getting ready to roll down the lane with this Biden and Harris administration, man. Holy hell is getting ready to come down, man. Through this Biden regime, man. All right, and let me see here. Let's get into that. Man, let's read a little bit of this article. This is an article, and it's labeled, "This is America, a day of chaos in Washington. The U.S. wakes up to the idea that perhaps it can experience political turmoil like any other country." And it has. Okay, you got riots and turmoils in Japan now, and in Israel, in Venezuela, just in France still, in Germany, the UK, all over the place, man. Because we're in that time, man. The people are tired of this this system, man. This global system, all right? This quote unquote new world order, all right? As armed militaries stormed the Capitol Hill, the seat of the American legislative power, demanding a halt in the certifying of results of November's presidential election, pundits wonder whether this was really America. And it is. This is what America is built off of, all right? rape, robbery, murder, all right, colonization, lies, witchcraft, and deception, man. Okay. President-elect Joe Biden is expected to take office on January 20, proclaimed on Twitter, America is so much better than what we're seeing today. But when has it been better? It hasn't been better for you people of color. All right. You've always been under subjected to oppression and hatred, man. And the Habakkuk, the second chapter, goes into that, man. Goes into that. Now, it was speaking of I believe Nineveh. Brothers can correct me if I'm wrong, but Habakkuk goes into that. I believe Habakkuk was the Neo-Babylonian empire. I could be wrong. I'll look it up here in just a second. But he did get a vision of the end times. Okay, and this is Habakkuk 2. I will stand upon my watch and sit upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth. And that's the prophets, man. All right, running and reading it to the people, man, and also giving these other nations their judgment. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, and that's the men that are hastening of the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. Okay, we waiting for this, man. And we see the vision is not lying, man. We see it covered true. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And that's the elect. Okay, we do live by faith, all right. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that's Esau Edom, man. Through his whole hegemony, he's done this. Okay? Through his whole global hegemony, he's done this, and heaped to himself other nations, and did force the wine, or force their democracy, or force their political democracy or views on other nations, man. Which is why the people are uproaring in these different countries and different parts, because they're going through the same thing. They're going through the same thing that America's going through, which is why they're all rioting and protest, because they're under the same oppression, man. All right. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all that dwell therein. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is raising up these spirits on the people to ride and tear up shit, man. Okay, to rebel against this system, man, because of the violence in the land, man. All right. Verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And that's what he has done. I mean, he has set his nest on high. Okay. And he's done that via making this whole democracy, man. All right. Making these laws and these legislations so he cannot be touched, man. All right. And that's how he's been able to operate in the shadows for all these years, man. But he's been found out, man. Let me see here. This is Jeremiah. Actually, I wanted Isaiah, but I'll go ahead and read this. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And that's going to be the end judgment, ultimately, of them, man. All right. But Salaki on that, I wanted this Isaiah. 47. Because America is uncovered, man. All right, this whole pristine golden city is full of shit, man, and it's been had. Okay. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, or O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind the mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare thy leg, uncover thy thigh, pass over the rivers. America's being uncovered, man. All right. It's falling apart at the seams, man. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Yeah, the Lord is spiritually taking his place now, man. Okay. Through the starting with the prophets, man. All right, speaking these things come true, speaking these things so these things come true, and sealing up the elect, man. Let's see here. Psalms 55 and 23. But thou, O power, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful man shall not live out half their days. But I will trust in thee, and we will trust in the Lord to bring these men down, man, because the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai said that he would, man. Okay, the bloody and deceitful man, which is Esau, Edom, spearheading it with you other nations, man. Okay, you other nations had a play in this as well, man. All right, you see Moab fighting to be the number one country. Their asses going into slavery as well. So like, and you see Gog, which is Russia as well, man. All right. So going back into this the rest of this little article, man. The racial this party was obvious yesterday at the protest when the police force largely allowed the protesters to break security cordons and march into Capitol Hill. Whereas in another scene, a Trump supporter is helped by riot police to scale down the stairs from a building they were just about to ransack. When Black Lives Matter BLM activists held a protest last year in the same place, they were branded as left-wing anarchists by Trump and his supporters. But more importantly, the police and the presence of the National Guard was a show of force meant to intimidate protesters. So see, man, again, man, we see what is going on, which makes this look more and more, and which it is already is a stage scene, you know. But it just goes to show you Negroes that this is not your rest, man. All right, this is not your rest, and this is all the niggas can talk about on the internet today, man. All right. The American right-wing Republican politician Marco Rubio framed the protest as something that could only occur in a third world country, whereas another liberal journalist argued that we are not in Cabal, we are in America. American gun-toting violence, which aims to overthrow the government, according to many American commentators on the left and the right, have no historical president in the country. Only references to Eastern or African countries can bring the point home. Yet that's not quite true. And this is just a picture of I guess them getting ready to clash the buildings and them pushing. It's like it's a movie, man. It's a movie. All right. One of the worst cases of domestic terrorism in the United States was committed by an avowed far-right individual, Timothy McVeigh, in who 1995 detonated a bomb that left 168 people injured and more than 800 others. So 680 others. This is going into McVeigh, and that now see when you see shit like this, you have to go back and even question that, man. Or you have to even go back and question that. But all this is just in the years and years of making of taking your rights. So you can, I guarantee you, man, something is going to come from this to where there's going to be like a bill or act or executive order signed if they just don't go ahead and invoke more, set up martial law from this, man. All right, I can surely see that coming from this, man. All right, let me see here where we're gonna go with this, Habakkuk. Woe to him that build a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. And this is why this place has to go down. This is why this place has to go down. It has to go down to blood. Okay, move it down. Verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunken. Also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And shameful spewing is on your precious America, man. Other nations are scoffing and mocking at you, man. All right, and I believe that was an article as well, and we'll get ready to get out of here after this. That was an article as well, man. Let me see. The British, Indian, and Turkish governments have all issued statements of concern regarding the violence and urge for a peaceful transfer of power that may sit uncomfortably for many Americans who are more used to believing that they are the gold standard of democracy. And that's again goes into that shameful spewing, and shame shall be thy glory, man. All right. Shame is on America, man. And we're just seeing this, man. So this just was a quick lesson, man, going into the what popped off yesterday. And like I say, I believe more will come from this. Some type of bill or act or draconian law will come from this. So, but we'll see, man. Again, this is America, so hopefully lessons edify. Shalom.